I'm a little under the weather here. This is not my voice, bear with me. Anyway, hello there, new friends. I'm Jason. Welcome to my space. Jason handles tech. Today, I want to get you thinking about some of the amazing possibilities that you can unlock for your business using tools like N8N, AI agents, and NCP interfaces. Hold on if you're not familiar with those terms. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it. And I'm here to help you if you do need a hand. So let's start by taking a look at N8N. N8N is an automation service that you can either subscribe to on their servers for a fee, or if you're savvy with Docker and server integrations, now you can host it for free on your own server. Now, the account that I'm using here is running on a Docker container on my home server, but either option works great. Now, N8N is a similar design to a lot of other automation platforms out there. But trust me, N8N is a whole lot more powerful than anything you've used in the past. If you've worked in marketing before, you're probably familiar with the basic layout and concept here. It's very similar to a lot of other tools on the market. You set up triggers on the left here. You maybe mix in some if this, do that kind of logic, and then you run some actions on the far side. So workflows can be set off by a single trigger, or as you see here, a whole collection of triggers. It really depends on your use case. So N8N does come packaged with a whole mess of pre-built integrations right out of the box. So just possible use cases. And this is far from all inclusive, but imagine that you receive an email or you get a chat message from a customer, or even something as complex as imagine that you get a keyword that pops up in your server logs. Now, if you've ever worked in sysadmin, that is game changing. Imagine a customer purchases a product or maybe the final task in your project management like Zoho or Asana, that's completed. That can kick off a whole series of events. So maybe you want to send an invoice to a customer, or you want to invite a user to a Slack channel. Maybe we have a webinar. So you want to invite that customer to join your webinar at a particular time and throw that right on their Google Calendar. So maybe you want to do some post-sale marketing emails. You can queue all of that up right here. And a step further, imagine that marketing can have entries placed for that sale right on their spreadsheet. Finance could get the QuickBooks entries. Internal, external to the company, you could add 4, 5, 6, however many different accounts for as many different businesses as you want here. Okay, so I think you get the picture. Now, along with a huge selection of pre-built integrations, you can also easily incorporate your own custom scripts. Now, anything that you can imagine, you could do. N8N will also let you connect to external servers using SSH connections. Now, if you're not a server person, don't worry about what that means. If you are, though, you can kind of get the concept here. That is a huge power. You can connect via SSH and execute commands on a remote server. Now, if you can't imagine at least a dozen ways that N8N could boost productivity and improve communication in your business already, check this out. I have a feeling this might spark your imagination. N8N can work with AI agents. What does that mean? Well, I'm about to show you. Let's dive in and see a real world example actually working in the wild. If you'd like to, you can follow along. You just want to head over to my website and create a free account. That's jason.handles.tech. Click on the navigation here and click on AI agents. Now there's no charge and you can remove any data that you enter here just by clicking the press of a button. And I'll show you that in a second. You just want to click on register, enter your information. Now be aware you will need a Gmail or a G Suite email address for this particular demo to work. But enter your information here, hit register, and you'll get an email with the login details. Come back here, log on in, and when you first log in, you're going to be greeted with this form. The rest of this will be missing, along with the bottom section here. So follow the instructions here. What we have is actually a demo of my own personal AI job tool. I found that these days when you're applying for a job, if you have a few years of professional time under your belt, you can't list all of your professional accomplishments in a single page. It's not a bad problem to have, but it does leave you having to rewrite your resume and build a unique cover letter for every job you apply to. So there are some great tools out there to help already, but using them all can be a huge time drain. You'd have to log into Google Docs, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever tools you're using, copy and paste your resume into each one, copy and paste the job listing, hit submit, review, revise, repeat. It's over and over, and it's not the most fun thing. So this is much better. Now, not only does this tool speed up the process, but I get more consistent results and far fewer revisions needed, if any at all. So what we're going to do here, just to get started, is we are going to copy this Google email here. And what this is, it just gives permission for Google Drive, for the AI agent here to communicate with your documents. So we're going to go over to your Google Docs account. And we want to make sure that we have at least one document uploaded that contains all of the necessary information needed to build your resume. So it could be more than one, but as long as we have at least one. Now, personally, I've got two documents added here. First one is just kind of a generic resume. It has all the standard education and employment history. Then I put another document in here. And this guy is more of a comprehensive set of skills, projects, experiences, and lessons that I've learned over the years. It's far more than you'd be able to squeeze into any kind of professional looking resume. Now, none of these documents need to be well formatted. You just need to give the AI agent a pool of information to pull from. And then once you've added the information you'd like to include, you'll want to head back to this guy, copy the email address there, and then go back and share your documents with that email address. Now, I've already done it, so I don't need to do it again. But you just want to do the same thing in both documents. And then also copy the URL here, go in and add it here, which I've already done once again. It's not going to let me do a duplicate, so I'll go ahead and do it again. But yeah, click that, it drops back down, and then we've got your information. So once again, if you ever want to delete that, you just go here, hit profile, and you'll see a delete button at the bottom of the screen. Now that you've added your personal information, you're going to see the chat window pop up here at the bottom. Now, this AI acts like a personal job coach. All you need to do is grab the description for a job you want to apply to, paste it into the chat, and the AI agent is going to tailor a resume and a cover letter perfectly to match the job you're applying for. I'm going to use this one I have copied here. And I'm going to go right back over here, paste it in, and hit submit. Let's go take a look at what N8N actually looks like and what it's doing on the back end. So this is the workflow that's actually running. We can click executions here and see what's actually happening. So it had an error, but it automatically kicked it back in and succeeded the second time. So it took a little longer than typical, but everything did end up working just fine. This agent is using Gemini 2.5 Flash as the LLM. As I've had kind of the best results with Gemini when it comes to this kind of workflow here, much better than ChatGPT or Perplexity I've used, Olama models. And yeah, there are a ton of options available, including Olama if you just want to run everything local, keep it off the cloud. But this is using an API key over to Google. So the LLM is really running the show here. Everything is based on the message prompts that are set in the agent. That's these here. Now, both results and system security are highly dependent on the quality of this prompt. May not look like much, but there's a lot of information in there, and that all dictates what happens. So be sure to thoroughly test anything you set up here, run some test questions through there to make sure that you're not exposing any data that you don't intend to. Now, these agents have protections built in, but you'll find that they're not all inclusive, and you'll definitely want to add a little more sauce in there just to keep things secure. Now, this particular flow is using PostgreSQL for local memory. It retrieves and inserts SQL data to interact with the Laravel site. That's what the The utility here is then these handle all of the Google Drive functions. And finally, it integrates with my SMTP server. Now, when the agent is done, you should see an email containing the links to the newly created cover letter and resume. Now, you can click in here and modify the documents inside of Google Drive, or send in further instructions through the AI agent, or a combination of both. The AI agent's going to repull these two documents every single time and continue working off of them until you go in here and click Clear Chat. At that point, it's going to do a new chat with all of the history gone. So, like I said, keep in mind this is a very minimal approach to what can be done. And if your imagination still isn't in the clouds, I have one last example that just might pin your lower jaw to your chest. Earlier, I promised to explain MCPs. Now, MCPs are essentially like plugins for your AI agent. And what they do is allow it to communicate with very specific tools, like, say, your CRM, the graphics card inside your computer, microservices like Docker, or warehouse data like MySQL or MS SQL. It gives the AI agent instructions on how to do some very, very detailed functions that would otherwise be totally inconceivable. Now, for a possible use case, you could enable your employees to use similar approach to what we have here for retrieving your company's KPI data, using just natural language to request the complex reporting metrics that would typically take hours to track down. Customer service managers could find new ways to track rep performance stats. Your finance department could have never before imagined tools to fight chargebacks, all served up in a flash by speaking to your custom AI agent as if they were another member of your team. Now, people, it is time to dream big. Every day, there are new tools available to speed up business, to boost productivity, to standardize processes, and to drive excellence. It's all about combining modern tech with business know-how. If you have questions, if you find that you're struggling, reach out to handles.tech and let us help. Thanks for watching. I hope this inspires you to dream up some ways that modern tech can really make an impact in your business.